What's up everybody, my name is Andrew. Today I'll be using Spline to create 3D animations in web. As you can see, this sleek animation was created in Spline and it's really nice and it's free to use. So in a few minutes you'll learn how to do this animation and hopefully create your own. Let's get started. So you can open up Spline, and once you do, you'll be presented with a square in the middle of the artboard. You can use the same square to create the shape of a credit card. It doesn't have to be precise. And I'm gonna center this in the screen, and I'm gonna remove the grid plane because it's cleaner to work with for me. Alright, so let's start styling this card. The first thing I'm gonna do is set some lighting. I'm gonna set it to Fong, and then I'm gonna extrude the card to something like maybe 10, and gonna bevel the sides and set the corner radius to something like 22. Yeah, that is a really quick card which looks great, but it gets better. Now since we need this card to look like glass, we'll drop this menu down and select glass. So since we don't have any objects behind it, we won't be able to see what's going on, so I'm gonna add a sphere just to see how it looks behind. Yeah, so now I'm gonna increase the blur a bit, maybe even a bit more. Yeah, it looks like that. The next thing that I'm gonna do is actually edit the lighting so that it helps the edges shine a bit. Gonna select something like that, and then I'm gonna increase the shine so that only the edges shine. So the more you increase it, the more edges shine, but it's a really harsh shine, so I'm gonna reduce it a bit, something like that. Okay, we can fine tune this along the way. The next thing I'm gonna do is add some gradient. We're gonna set it to radial, and you can start editing the colors. Please feel free to use your own colors over here. And then we're gonna tap this icon over there and set it to overlay. I'm gonna reduce it a bit. There we have a nice shine effect going on in there. Great. I want to make this look like a frosted glass, so I'm gonna add some noise, and let's do a simple fractal. Since the noise is a bit too big, we're gonna set it to a number that is lower, maybe 1. Yeah, and then overlay this as well. It did not make a difference whether this goes above or below, but it does make a difference in some cases. And we set it to overlay. Yeah, and I'm gonna reduce it a bit. We have a nice frosted looking effect over there. Okay, now finally I'm gonna add a logo. I'm gonna select Visa, we can't adjust the logo from over there, so we'll have to use the scale in the menu. We'll position it, and then I'm gonna reduce the transparency. Okay, that's a very quick card, great results. I'm gonna use the lighting. You can place it to an angle where you see great results. I'm just gonna place it over there because we're gonna rotate the card now. Okay, while the card is still there, I'm gonna actually work on the coin now. So first of all, you select the cube, create the cube to match the size of a coin, and then you could tap on smooth edit and set 3 loop cuts, one in the middle and one on the sides. 3 loop cuts, and I'm gonna reduce the size a bit to match the width of a coin. Okay, and I can increase subdivisions to maybe something like 4 and get a smooth looking coin. To make this even better, just go back to edit mesh and select insect and insect a face, something like that, with a thin border, and insect it again, and we'll use that second insect and extrude it inwards to get a coin. That might be a bit too thick, so I'm gonna reduce the size. That looks fine. And you can set the lighting for this as well. You can see how the light reflects once it rotates. I'm gonna set its base color to something darker, and get a bit of a matte look in there. Okay, now we'll start duplicating items and working our way through the scene. So first I'll Control C and Control V the card shape and get a duplicate card. Actually it will be easier if we just reposition this first, so I'm gonna undo that. Something like that. Duplicate the card, place it under. Rotate a bit. As you can see, you can't see the second glass card under the top from the card above. So the way to fix that is to actually put this into color and maybe select a darker color so it doesn't reflect so much light. And since we don't need these anymore, I'm gonna get rid of this to save some performance. So we are getting nice results, and we'll duplicate this card again, place it under like that. I'm gonna work with the lighting and see what results we can achieve. I think one think it was better where it was, so I'm gonna leave it there for now. And then I'm gonna start placing the coins in the scene. Now what's left is to do the animation, and the first thing we'll do is set a global animation that so that the scene rotates when you hover. So I'm going to set it to orbit camera and set the sensitivity to 5 and turn this all off and update it. I'm going to play. You can see how the scene orbits to the reaction of my mouse. Now I'm gonna set individual animations to each of these icons. Go to states. You set the second state to the ending animation you want. And then set events so that they react on hover. Let's play that scene and see how it reacts. That looks fine, but I'm gonna make it a bit more dramatic. Let's add a light that follows the cursor, so that one thing, when the cursor is above the card, it will reflect nicely. So if you didn't know, you can export the animation you just made into your own website and set it as an iframe, and you could get really nice effects like what you do over in the main website of Spline, something like this. So you could create animations that look like that just within here, and you could just embed it using the iframe I just showed you. So I'm gonna set a shine light, select point light from over here. It's a bit too bright at the moment, so gonna intensity should be reduced to 0.5, and I'm gonna add decay so that it's nicely spread, and maybe reduce the distance a bit more. I'm gonna turn off shadows so light shines through better. Okay, and I'm gonna have it follow the mouse from over here, and let's see how that looks. Okay, we missed something. sorry, it should be fall off. There. The light might be a bit bright when it's closer to the card, so the way to fix that is to reduce the distance, and maybe this is as high as we can go for the decay, so let's try this. Yeah, this should be fine. You can see how they just nicely shine and react to the mouse. So yeah, now I'm gonna do some more fine tuning and I'll see you at the end. Okay, now we have set the scene. I'm gonna set a new camera for this view, so we can switch back to personal and go to any view we want, but if you want to render it, you can go to camera. So I'm gonna put export, select it to camera, everything seems fine, and view. So there we have it, a nice looking scene. There you go. If you have any questions, you can leave a comment and I'll try to answer them as soon as possible. And please like and subscribe so I can keep these videos coming. Thank you.